So this video is called The End of All Theological Debates. Pretty grandiose title, I understand. So how can you possibly say that, Jesse? Well, it ain't me, for one. That's where we always start. It's him, it's Jesus, it isn't me. So, how do all theological debates end? They end in love. The law of love is the only law that works for everybody. Just as in a political, worldly sense, in the practical world, one law never works for everybody, which is why there's so much debate about laws and why they should all change. The only law that works for everybody all the time in any situation is love. So just as in the physical world, the actual world that we live in, right? That is the case. So it is also the case in the spiritual world, in the spirit, particularly among people of faith, right? So if you pay attention on YouTube or anywhere else in church, anywhere you go in the world of faith, there's usually, often, a lot of teachings on why the other guys are not right. It goes on all over the place, right? Stick around for a few days, a day or two, you'll see it. And the reason why that's worthless is because people are different and people are individuals, and the only law that works for everybody, even spiritual laws, even when it comes to God and even when it comes to Christ and even when it comes to Jesus, is love. That's the law that he lives by. He lives by the law of love. He rules by the law of love. That's what he does. That's who he is. And the only place that you can experience that law of love is inside a relationship, because the only place that love is found is inside a relationship, and particularly in relationship with Jesus himself. So, the end of all theological debates is the law of love inside a relationship with Jesus. There it is! So we don't have to care about whether the other people are right, wrong, or indifferent, because they're not us. They're them, and Jesus can handle them. Have a nice day. That is why some people take the Sabbath day off, some people don't. Some people tithe, some people don't. Some people call God the Father Jehovah, and some people don't. Some people like a particular worship song, and some people don't. Imagine that. Why? Because people are different, right? And what works for you or me obviously doesn't work for them. Sometimes it might. There are groups of people who band together because similar things work for them, right? As it is in the natural, so it is in the spirit. So don't worry about it, right? If what you have in your faith works for you, don't worry about what somebody else is doing, because Jesus can handle those people, right? So the end of all theological debates is you and me live in relationship with Jesus and don't worry about everybody else. Because the law of love is the end of all theological debates for everybody.